Hello, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Faryal Khan. I am doing podcast with different entrepreneurs, different intellectuals, different writers, different entrepreneurs from all over the globe. As you know that I'm doing my channel name is Stay Relevant, and I'm doing for all this for being relevant, of course. So आज हमारे साथ हैं यूनाइटेड नेशन से फवाद लंगा सर, जो कि he is the life coach, sustainable development goal advocate and activist.
Um,
He is the
I am very sorry to.
okay. आज हमारे साथ हैं सर फवाद अली लंगा, who is an incredible craft of work. He's a life coach, sustainable development goal advocate and activist. He is model United Nations trainer and consultant, public consultant and public speaker. He is a motivational speaker, or his domain is vision, youth, and dimensions of life. Global, he has been global goodwill ambassador from Pakistan, corporate soft skill trainer, and he is a youth advocate. He has been nominee for Sustainable Development Goal 4 Advocate of the Year 2020 by the Humanitarian Award, and he has won Sheikh Zayed Peace Award in 2019, and he's an ambassador of peace by Institute of Peace and Development with an incredible craft. We welcome Sir Fawad Ali Langa. Uh, Assalamu alaikum,
Thank
sir.
you very much, Farid. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thank you very much for inviting. Thank you so much for giving a great introduction. Plenty of things going on. Yes, Faryal,
Sir,
please.
I'm very glad and excited to have you on podcast, and thank you for your time कि आपने हमारे लिए time निकाला, और we have an amazing conversation now
Hopefully, inshallah.
जिस पे हम बात करेंगे. तो सर, सबसे पहले आप थोड़ा सा अपना इंट्रो दें कि ये जो इतना क्राफ्ट है आपका, अमेजिंग क्राफ्ट लाइफ का और आपके वर्क का, तो ये आपको लाइक किसने आपको ये लाइफ के किस एक्सपीरियंस ने, या ऐसा आपका जो है वो क्राफ्ट किस तरह से आप इस चीज को कंटिन्यू कर सकें, और आपकी लाइफ में ऐसी कौन सी इंस्पायरेटरी चीज है जो आप एक इम्पैशनेट एक पैशनेट वे है आपके काम का.
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, अल्लाह का शुक्र है, पहले अल्लाह का तारीफ है, अल्लाह की बेशक. About 2009 में, when I was actually pursuing my bachelor's in telecommunication networks from PFK कराची से मेरा bachelor's किया गया है. So in 2009 I've been introduced with this model United Nation field. एक society के तहत हमारे दोस्त ने कहा कि भाई आ जाओ, just try this thing, it's something really great for you. And of course, at that time, my vision was that I need to be an IT professional, because in 2009, it was like slightly boom of IT, information technology. So I did decide, okay, let's focus into the IT field. But I was not fully and much satisfied with that field. But anyhow, I just get involved with this MUNs, Model UN, and that's, and then I keep going on into that. But then after I realized that I think I don't have something that could help me in the future regarding the information technology, because I was not much convinced, neither I was much satisfied with this field. But at the end of the day, I said, okay, my time has already been spent, money from my parents has already been invested on me, so I have to push myself. But simultaneously, I've been working and doing different conferences on these Model United Nations. And till now, I've been keep serving this Model UN platform. It's been more than a decade, like it's almost 11 years that I've been serving. And from that, I've got a different type of a dimensions. I found myself that I would be more satisfied if I'll be jump into international relations, foreign studies, politics, diplomacy. So that's why from IT to IR. So it's like a totally opposite thing. So from information technology, I jumped into the international relations, and then diplomacy, and then into youth empowerment, youth development projects, and now to the SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. And that's why I've been known as a SDG advocate, SDG trainer, and SDG activist. And of course, in the meanwhile, as I'm also a life coach certified, okay, I've also taught many courses related with leadership, motivation, and visionary, especially related to the youth side dimension of life, all those things. So there are plenty of things that are diversified things that I'm dealing with that onto that. So it started actually in 2009 when I managed to find like what is my inner talent. That's the main thing I must say.
And you
Like
are the
I
right
found,
person. And then you are the right
uh,
person to start into that.
I would say yes, and that is the reason. Like from my passion, I have changed into my profession, and now I am more professional into that, and I'm keep working onto that. So that's the reason. I mean, I've got so many things into that because the main thing is that, and I must say from this platform for you, the best thing what you can do, and it is very difficult, I must say, for a human being to find out your inner talent. If
Yeah,
you manage to find out your inner talent, believe me, you can do anything in your work. You
that's
can do
why.
anything.
Yeah, that's why I choose you, and I think you are like one of the best person on my podcast, which is
Thank you.
aligned with himself and at the same time which is following his passion. You know, when passion
Indeed.
becomes profession, it then a person will become like unbreakable and like you know, like he just
I mean, keep moving on, of course. That's what I said to her. And I'm satisfied what I'm doing into that. And I'm helping others for the same thing. Like, try to work on yourself. Try to think about what the best you've been blessed by Almighty. That's the best thing I must say.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm keep doing for everyone into that.
yeah. And my channel stay relevant and my vision evolve. It all leads to you type of people that who is following their passion, who is aligned with themselves, because when the person aligned with himself, then he can find out his or her purpose, and then he can, you know, like overcome all the obstacles and channels and be the best version of themselves. So you are the finest example of all the youth of
Agree.
all over the globe. And
Honored with that.
um, I'm once again I'm very grateful to you for giving
Honored.
time. So
I'm honored.
let's start this amazing conversation. Sir,
Sure.
जैसे कि
Let's go.
like regarding to that कि अभी जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि पूरी दुनिया में इतना ग्लोबल क्योस चल रहा है और पीस आप पीस एम्बेसडर हैं तो किस तरह से लाइक इनलाइटन आफ्टर इनलाइटनमेंट एज एक इंसान जो है वो कॉलोनाइज किया गया और उसके बाद सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के बाद जो है वो एक इंसान डिपेंड किया गया मटेरियल कॉन्शियसनेस की तरफ और उसका दिल कहीं और है दिमाग कहीं और है और वो अपने आप से अलाइन ही नहीं है और वो फिर बात कर रहा है जैसे कि हम सब जानते हैं कि हम जिस चीज के ऊपर when we talk negative something it expands when we focus on something it expands तो अभी हर चैनल पे हर प्लेटफॉर्म पे लोग मसाइल के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं चाहे वो कोई इंटेलेक्चुअल्स हैं चाहे वो लाइक किसी भी फील्ड से रिलेटेड एक्सपर्टीज हैं या कोई भी हैं तो वो हम लोग चैलेंजेस के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं और अगर हम लोग सोल्यूशंस की तरफ पहुंच भी जाते हैं तो हम उसको इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर पाते बिकॉज ह्यूमन बीइंग काफी अरसे से ओवर द सेंचुरीज नॉट जस्ट डेकेड्स ओवर द सेंचुरीज उसने ओवरवेल्म्ड होना सीखा है और वो अपनी इनर पावर से अवेयर ही नहीं है लाइक उसको रियलाइजेशन नहीं है कि वो कितना ताकतवर है और वो कितना कुछ कर सकता है इस इस जो मसले आज हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं हम लोग उसकी डेस्टिनी तक चेंज कर सकते हैं तो सर इसके लिए जो है लाइक when we talk about peace it is a very controversial thing when we talk about peace in this global chaos like whole like globe is in chaos not just in pandemic before pandemic there was a very worse scenarios in all over the world there were the protests there were islamophobia thing there were like many things like climate change things and feminism things and there were many things going around so what do you think how we can create peace in this global in this chaos when there is a chaos in ourselves as well as of course then we manifest in all over the globe so this is correlated how we
Yes,
can create
देखिए, yes, I do agree whatever you said. Like, of course, I mean, and the human psyche is that like it always like frustration भी इंसान की जब हो जाती है ना, like having so much work burden हो जाता है या उसकी जो routine है उसमें भी इंसान इतना frustrated हो जाता है और इतनी problems को होती है, and they always think like there should be a peace, that there will be no work, nothing, I'm going to be like proper sleep and giving time to the family and all those things. So it's a human nature. But let's more discuss about like if we talk about peace itself. मैं उसके कॉन्सेप्ट के ऊपर थोड़ा सा आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि एक सोसाइटल फ्रेंडशिप के ऊपर बात करते हैं, ये हार्मनी है
Yeah.
जिसके अंदर like absence of hostility and violence, I must say. I mean, when there is no violence, it means there is a peace. Okay. Now you can take this context into both sides. Like if you talk about, you can say inner peace, or if you talk about like your external side, like external, like your environmental, your social, your cultural, and your humanitarian side. And if you talk about like inside the person, like there is something like it always get confused, no vision, no mission, just moving on. That's the same like 9 to 5, doing duties and all those things. But if I like just more enlight into this word peace, so again, when there is no violence, it will be called as a peace, like in social sense, I must say. And then more into, if I could say, like it's like commonly used, like lack of conflict, such as war, or if we talk about like freedom for fear of violence between individuals or group. Or also it does have two sides as well, like when you talk about like positive peace and you talk about the negative peace as well. Like if you talk about more into the negative peace, it is like the absence of personal violence. Again, a personal violence means itself a person's integrity into that. And when you talk about the positive peace, is like an absence of structure violence or social justice. It's again it does have a link with the human interaction. And then of course at the end of the day, peace can also be you can say a non-violent way of life, and it is also described as a cessation of a violent conflict. So it does move around internally as well as externally about. So in the end, I must say, like, if itself, if you talk about individually, okay, you also require a very peace, inner peace inside. And maybe you can contrast with this spirituality. Maybe you can take an example of that, like the influence of religion, of course. The I mean, those who of course are religious persons, of course, they find a peace into that because of the spirituality, because of the meditation. That's for the human insight. But when it comes to more broad side, like country relationships, like diplomatic relationship, of course, every country does work for their national interest, which is what we call the diplomacy. Everyone is actually looking for the peace, but they do have some other objectives as well, in order to run for the national cause, in order to fight for the national interest as well. That's what you can say, like the external peace. Both side of the coin.
So, sir, we can say that peace is a relative term. Like it is a
It
huge
does.
phenomenon.
It does. I mean, if someone is actually not understanding what is a peace or not be able to recognize a peace, I don't think so he or she is must be able to find out where he or she is actually going. Because or if you could say a peace, it could be like a directly proportional to the satisfaction as well. Why we need a peace? We need to satisfy with all our assets, with all our you can say things which is necessary for your life. We need a satisfaction for that. And satisfaction is actually a peace, because when we will be able to satisfy ourselves, to able to get your needs, to fulfill your needs, definitely you will be in a peace. You will not worrying about that. You will not do any hustle. You will not be on toes. You'll be not always like you can say in a very bad manner, like I have to do this, very unconscious manner actually, I must say. So it does, like, whenever you be able to achieve your satisfaction, you'll be in a peace, definitely.
Of course, sir, everybody has its own peace standards, but human consciousness, which is shifted to after Second World War and now during this pandemic and before the pandemic, you know that in all over the globe, neuroscientists are working. Like there is a lot of work is happening in neuroscience field, where all neuroscientists and spiritualists as well, like with the collaboration of neuroscientists and spiritualists, they are saying to all over the world, either, and monks, you know, like monks also done debate in United Nations and other international platforms, TED Talk and World Economic Forum. Like now the whole phenomena is reversed now, which we have learned after the enlightenment age, that peace come from when you have car, peace come from when you have good home, peace come from when you have a bank balance in your account, peace comes when the prime minister of any country fulfill its own national interest, you know, like we have entered into the globalization fifth phase. And there is a lot of diffusion now. So this is the, before pandemic we were all seeing that there is a lots of nationalist, you know, like Modi and
I do agree. Listen,
so in this globalized world, sir.
you have given an example. Yeah, you did give an example of an old century. Like if you talk about World War One, what was the situation? Were we be able to have enough resources at that time? Absolutely not. Were there will be a more technological impact or influence? Not.
Of
But
course.
then you'll see, no, okay, technology, more resources, right? And then you move into this 21st century,
Yeah.
more technology, more influence, more resources, more objective, new visions, new race, actually a race to find out this thing, a race to work out on this thing, a race to find out and dig it out the things accordingly. So it's again, it's a human necessity, it's
Yeah.
a human needs as well, because you know, the psyche of a human is actually always, you can say, in a manner to find out something. Those who are actually visionary, I must say,
Yeah.
those
And
people who are actually visionary, they always try to find and explore something, and
yeah.
that is the reason that making them really unsatisfaction, really have a vision to find out, like if we got this, let's move on further, if you got this, let's move on further. So it's just like fully unread situation, fully, you can say, I've just give you an example of a negative piece and positive piece. Both are in line with the human, actually. Okay, it is about like unrest situation to finding out something. Like, I mean, अब अगर मैं मिसाल दूं इस चीज के, like when it comes to money, of course, it is itself like a human psyche. When you got the money, of course, you will try to fulfill, you will try to satisfy yourself. Like if someone have a big car, okay, and the other one have a small car, the guy who's having a small car is always look after for the big car and always try to run like, I want that. And similarly, the big car maybe look forward for the helicopter, and the helicopter guy maybe look forward for an aeroplane. So
and
see,
now
it's
my
it's
question is,
like,
here is
yes,
my question
it's
is,
just like situation.
why this happens? Why this happens?
It's a human psyche.
It's a human
It's in
psyche.
a
It's
human
not a natural
psyche,
psyche.
of
It's not
course.
a natural. We are programmed like this. I'm not against, like,
uh it's by nature, it's by
it's
the
this
creator, of
conversation.
course.
Okay, this conversation is all about how human being has not evolved or evolved. So in this scenario, like all neuroscientists and all spiritualists will find out. And as you in the beginning of this interview, you have said that when person is find his mission or purpose, then of course he or she can do the best and be the best version of themselves. And of course he or she
Agreed.
will contribute in the society. When the person
Indeed.
consciousness is shifted to materialism, not, I'm not, this conversation, again viewers must note this point, that this conversation is not against money. This conversation is
Of
not
course not.
against
It's
making
it's in
money.
general. We
Is
are
not.
talking about, it's
Yes.
about, it's a general conversation. And
Yes.
even, you know, as I said, like, why we human being actually always look after for an attraction, because that's the psyche.
that's
That's a
that's
psyche.
that's human. No, that capitalist made psyche, consumer mindset. You know, like we
Okay,
all are being
okay.
consumer mindset.
If I could ask with you, Farial, I'm not going to give you money. How would you gonna run your life? Tell me one.
If I'm
It is
like
because
I
they have made your needs. It is your
no, listen.
need.
No, the money is need. Of course, money is need. But if I'm aligned with myself and I'm following my mission, of course, I want more money to fulfill my purpose. Of course, I want
Agreed.
all the necessities,
Agreed.
all the facilities of life. Of course, and it is not a bad thing
That's.
to want everything in your life. But at the same time, the human
I'm not
consciousness,
saying, of course.
yes,
I'm not
human
saying like that.
programmed, human psyche is programmed like a consumerism, that he has to buy this, he has to buy this, he has to buy this. But what is his mission? What is his purpose? What he is doing?
That's that's what the main thing is right now in 21st century right now. Like we are totally dumb, honestly, no offense, but I'm talking in general. Like we move into those what have been given to at the front of us, whatever they have showed us, like how this things is going on, like this thing is good, this is thing bad, and you just need to focus, okay, and decide what to do into that. Like I do agree, which I did say, like to achieving your vision and to then, but after achieving your vision, as I said, it is again about your mindset. Now it depends upon whether it has been made, it has been manipulated, or been crafted, or been given a more attraction into that. But
Yeah,
again, it's a human psyche that been attracted, been manipulated,
yeah,
showing different kind of thing. Like, okay, so what we know that you have achieved your vision, but this is more you can achieve into that. So when Fawad will see, okay, Fawad has achieved his vision, but what else? Will I move? Will I move further into that, or will I just stick? Okay, I'm fine. I'm happy with that. Of course not, because I have to move forward. Okay, let me give you a very good example into that. Like when I was, you can say, taking my course of becoming a life coach. Okay, there was a one scenario. In that scenario, it's been mentioned like not you can say only people who are like having a problems, who face the issues, who does fall down into their life, not those person only require the life coach. Even though those people who are satisfied, who are happy, who did achieve a plenty of things in their life, they also require those life coaches. Reason behind is that because they want to move further. They cannot just they cannot just to stick in there. I mean, I must say, in 21st century, you cannot control human into a one box.
yes,
It
of
has
course.
to revolve.
It
It
has to
has to
evolve.
revolve.
It has
It
to
has
evolve.
to revolve at once.
Yeah,
Yes, that is the necessary.
yeah,
Now
that is
whether whether the if you could say, like from the theory perspective, whether the capitalist is making things into that, whether they are controlling their mind, whatever the case, you have to move forward. However, you have to find what is positive and what is negative. You
yes,
have to find out the possibility, what is good for you, what is bad for you, which way is leading you towards the positivity, towards the productivity. That
yeah.
is very important to find out in this manner, in this entire journey of human being.
Yes, amazing thing, sir. That's why, like in Europe, in America, and as well as in South Asian countries like India and Pakistan, like entrepreneurs are leading their roles in changing in programming the mindsets, in programming and like interrupting that patterns which we have made our psyche, consumer mindset from the 18th century, and we have been now materialist consciousness, and that consciousness is shifting to soul consciousness again, where people are asking themselves that what they really want in their life and why they have why they are being on this earth and what is their ultimate goal.
Agree.
So
uh, Faria, let me ask you one thing. Okay, give me a right answer into that.
okay,
Do you think that information technology has an impact or influence?
um it has I think it has impact in both ways, impact
In
in both
what
ways.
ways? Or in what ways?
like impact and influence in both ways. In both ways,
Can
like
you survive? Can you survive without your mobile for at least 1 hour, or let's say 24 hours?
that's why we are doing this podcast, to train the people that how they are evolved and how they can control on themselves. Yes, of
So
course
that's
we,
an influence. That's an influence. It's not an impact.
but
So
impact is, that
IT
we are
does,
impact is,
impact. IT, information technology, does impact our life, but
yeah,
we human beings have been influenced by that. That
yeah,
we cannot move into that, and
yeah,
the environment has been created. Like, let me give you an example. Like, I was in London, right, for
okay,
4 years. My whole masters and my whole, you can say, my higher studies is actually in UK, and then I served the British government over there as a civil enforcement officer. So actually over there, what is the system? The system is that you have to take out your mobile. You'll see what time your car is coming, what time is your buses is coming. You will see over there. So it's a technological use. You have been given such kind of environment that you have to use your phone. So it does have impact, and simultaneously we human have made an influence of that. We are influenced with that.
not just influence with that, that we are influencing very badly, because we have consumed psyche, we have consumed paradigm. So that's why we are over influencing by it. That on every podium that people are talking about, that our children are, that this generation has a focus problem. Simon Sink, he is the wonderful
Yeah,
entrepreneur, that he is saying that
I
this,
do agree. The Golden Circle by Simon Sinek, about the
yeah,
three words: why, what, how.
yeah,
I do taught these things to my students about Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek Golden Circle, of course.
yeah,
That's very nice. But the question is that, for real, which is really important to that, like,
yeah,
we have to adopt those kind of environment, because, like, otherwise we'll be hit by the social act. Will be by people gonna say, like, if you're not adopting this thing, that what's the point for you to do that? I mean, like, there are some people who does use analog mobile, right, in this generation, maybe some oldies, but those youth actually, or those the generation what we have right now, they need the smartphones because their needs is that. Now those needs can be positive, those needs can be negative.
yeah,
Let's take an example. We do know that the coin does have two face, head and tail,
mhm,
but coin does have the dimensions, does have the paradigms as well. How? When you when you throw the coin, it swaps. Okay, hey tail, hey tail, hey tail. But have you seen the dimensions and the paradigm that moves up to that side, and it stops up to their limit, and then it comes downwards because of the gravitational force. But
yeah,
it comes swap. So negative positive, those things does comes, different dimensions does comes, different paradigm does come. Similarly, our human life, it does have the same kind of a culture, which do have a different dimensions. We do have the different paradigms as well, and it does have, of course, those positivity, those negativity, which we should have to empower ourselves, which we have to focus ourselves to find out those positivity and negativity. In my opinion, I believe, again, it's my own opinion and my observation, the entire world having is 99% of negativity. Would you believe or not?
yeah,
99% negative. But it is your talent, it is your expertise, that how you can change those negativity and change those psyche into the positive manner, which is good for you and as
yeah,
well as for your environment.
yeah, of
So
course.
again,
And
it's
this
all
can
about
happen,
those you're thinking.
and this can only happen due to you type of entrepreneurs, you type of advocates and life coaches. And of course,
I'm not alone. There are plenty of more onto that side by side like me.
you are one of the
I'm
finest
nothing. I'm
example,
just
you
beginner.
are one of the finest example. And social media, of course, entrepreneurs, the global entrepreneurs, like one of the impactful and as well as influential, Simon Sink, which I follow too. So like
I do. If you talk
Vishen,
about
yeah,
Simon Sack, and if you talk about more into the motivational sides, here Les Brown, go
yeah,
for the Les Brown, one of
okay,
my favorite one. And
okay,
then in fact, I do have a dream that I wish I could meet him one day if he or myself will be alive. Honestly speaking, I mean, last man, I did have a one interview with the media based in USA. You can find on my YouTube channel. So it was about the creative side. They asked me the same question, like if you want to meet with your someone who you like, so your motivator. I said I wish I would like to meet with you can say with Les Brown, because whenever I feel dull, when I
yes,
feel like I maybe fall down, because at the end of the day I'm also a human being. I can be, of course. I'm not an angel that I'm gonna be perfect. I'm gonna be on visionary. Of course not. I'm also a human being. I can be fall down. I can be a bad. I can be in a negative way, because I'm also a human being, of course.
yeah, of
But
course,
that person videos and their lectures really motivates me into that side.
okay.
So that's the case.
And I have a dream to meet Vishen Lakhani, who is the founder of CEO of Mind Valley organization.
Hmm.
I really have a dream to, like, I
Hopefully,
always
hopefully.
visualize to meet on podcasts and even on live. I want to meet him live actually. So one day,
Hopefully.
inshallah, this
Inshallah, why not? Why not?
uh, okay. My next question is like, according to you, what is creativity? While human being, as we all debate about that, and while human being is stuck in 9 to 5 loop, and he's like manufactured as a process material and used as a byproduct, and making and producing more byproducts. So in this scenario, what is the meaning of creativity?
I mean, again, it depends upon your needs. If you think this is your need, you create new ideas. So whenever you find that there is something need in your life, or you can say when you want to achieve something, you always try to find out some different ways. Now those way can be a more creative way, more creative thing as well. So your needs always urge you to make some more creativity, to find out those creative ideas. So it totally depends upon your needs. It totally depends upon maybe your necessities, maybe your vision, of course, maybe your objective, of course, which help you to achieve your vision. So creativity, human creativity, always comes when it comes to your needs, when it comes to your necessity. So that's what is my
That's an
opinion,
that's an
to
amazing
be
answer.
the creative.
Yeah, that's an amazing answer. Okay, so peace, as we already discussed, peace in many dimensions, like it is a relative phenomena, it is a global whole phenomena, and creativity, as you said, amazingly said, that it depends on someone requirement and someone necessity. So peace and creativity are correlated. You know, like how we can,
Uh, uh, I can, because the roots does goes to that side, because
yeah,
our discussion was a start actually from the peace, and
yeah,
we bifurcated a peace. Well, when you are satisfied, you will be in a peace, of course. When there is a need, then you create some new ideas,
yeah,
influential ideas, creative ideas. So from achieving those creative ideas, you will be getting your satisfaction, and
yeah,
by achieving your satisfaction, you will be able to achieve your peace actually.
yeah,
So
or
they
it
all
can
are
be,
in line with each other.
yeah, yes, of course, and
Come again?
it can be described in that sense because peace is not said to have just be a static phase, like we are in stop phase and we are in heaven right now and we're not doing anything, like peace concept is mostly
Not at
people,
all, not
but
at all.
creativity, but like life is a amazing creative process of
Of course,
growing,
yes.
of evolving, and of changing. So it is actually a life, and when the
Indeed.
person is growing, evolving, changing, that leads to peace as well, like there is a
It
correlation.
does.
Yeah, if a
Of
person
course,
is
yes,
not
it does.
evolving, growing, and leading in its own life, of course there will be no peace. That's why we overall conversation is all about that peace. There will be no peace, and if there is a peace, like people consider it on material level, that if they have this car, if they has this, but they are not using their minds, they are not using their intellect, upgrading their intellect, and they are not creating anything, like they are not evolving, they are not growing, then of course there will be no peace.
It's again, as I said, like it depends upon their needs and their requirements, of course. Like, listen, every person does have the right to progress, to enhance their self, and
Yeah,
that's why they do struggle, they do hardship, whether they do for their own peace, whether they do for their family, whether they do for your immediate family. Why? I mean, to achieve something, maybe for their self, maybe for their family. And
mm,
when they achieve, they say, "Oh, I'm thankful to God." Of course, at the end of the day, we thankful to our creative, to our creator, to all Almighty, of course. And then they realize, yeah, I am fine. I am satisfied with that. But that satisfaction, let me tell you, and adding one more thing as well,
yeah,
but that satisfaction is actually also a temporary, because you
yeah,
don't know. And as I said, I mean, it's keep moving into that. You cannot stop
yeah,
someone to do that, honestly speaking. You
yeah,
cannot. I mean, that's what the human psyche, like, if you know about the big scientists, like, in the past, there are plenty of scientists have been done. They made different theories. Why? Because they were not even those satisfied with one thing. They were keep moving and keep digging out with those things. Don't you think they were not in peace? Of course, by achieving their targets, they will be more into peace. But there is something more revolutionarily helping and urging them that to move further into that. And with that, it keep moving into that. They may lost their life. I do that. They achieve, and then they have created and whatsoever into that.
okay. So as you know, that amazing answer that you have given, and as you know that in this subcontinent especially, and in Europe, and in not Europe, in American schools, and this subcontinent, like over education system is so much is flawed, and has so much as loopholes, like it makes education as a process thing, as a byproduct thing, that people are having some degree, and they have to get this, they have to get this, they have to get this. They are not creating anything, they have not evolved in this process. I mean to say that over education system has has not helped the child, like in creativity, in evolving, in growing, and in finding their mission on this planet. So what you say about that, and what
Okay,
are your
for real,
suggestions?
why we always make things responsible to others? Why we always responsible or making an argument like they are the responsible for that?
No, I'm not
Why we
saying
are
that.
not think? No, hold on a second. I am telling what we human being as actually always, if we made a mistake, if we are not moving, if we are not progressing, we always try to make an excuse. We always try to give those responsibility to other things.
Of
Why we
course.
are not progressing? That's amen. Now come to the question that you did say. Well,
Yeah.
first of all, I must say, I mean, was that question is actually you were saying about the education system in Western or in European, or if you are selling our education system, what are you trying to say? Is
I
that
mean,
for them or is that for us?
is it for us that we are selling? We have
Yes.
sale, like we have sale over education system. My question is that.
Yes, that's a big problem. And
Yeah.
I found a big difference, a big loophole when
Yeah.
I did my graduation over here, and then I went for my master's to UK abroad. I found a huge change in the education system. The way which we days over here, like in 4 years or 5 years of a graduation, depend upon how they can made it, is entirely different. The way that the international systems, or you can say the European, or if I say the UK, like I was very, very happy when I was doing 1 year masters. If I compare with these 4 years of education, honestly, so it's not about the offense.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
about to
It's a
taking
reality.
to blaming my university. It's
No,
about the entire education
education
system
system.
what we
Yeah.
are dealing. It gives you huge stress. These things you have to do that, you have been imposed to do that, but no proper research work, no
Hmm.
proper creativity, no proper practical knowledge into that,
Yeah.
no exchanging of words, no nothing new thing, which I actually found myself when I was studying abroad. There was always, every single class does have a huge discussion, presentations, researching, and whenever we need to learn the books, they will not open the books into the closet. They said go to the library, books are at the library. We
Hmm.
are here to discuss the scenarios, to discuss the runtime examples, to do the practicality, to do the different practical examples. But system what we have, what I have faced over here, like doing my graduation, or let's say back schooling time, it was imposing over me. It was really burdening to doing all those things into my head. I have to do maybe remembering the things. I have to maybe to cling all my time to doing assignments and quizzes and all these. I do agree it is necessary to do that, but what about the creativity? What
Yeah.
about the new ideas? What about
Innovation. What about the
the
innovation?
intellectual ideas?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
what about the innovation?
what about the
That's
research?
there's a, yes, that is a loophole
That is
that
a loophole.
we
And that
our
is the ultimate
education.
deficiency of our education system.
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. That's what is the big problem over there. I mean,
Thank you.
we do
Thank
talk about we do talk about the technical skills. We do talk about the great IT boom, but actually we are lacking with the soft skills.
yeah.
Like today's engineer or IT person, scientist, professor, or any of the field, they require a good communication skills. They require a good presentation skills. They do require a good soft skills, which is what we are actually lacking right now.
Yeah.
Yes, the new scenarios are coming. This mindset is actually changing. It does take time, but I must say it is a need. With the technical knowledge of the concerned field, it should be mandatory to have a proper soft skills knowledge as well, which will be helping you in move further for your future as well. That's what my opinion.
Amazing. To conclude this, that Fawad Ali Langa says that our education system has loopholes and flaws in terms of research, science, innovation, creativity, which is the ultimate deficiency of our education system. Otherwise, there is so much talent, there is so much, colorful diversity here that we can enhance our talent by research activities.
For real, just adding one more thing. Alhamdulillah, I am proud Pakistani. I'm a proud that I am from Pakistan.
Yeah.
Pakistan is not proud to having me. I'm not saying, of course,
No, we all
but
proud of
I
you.
must say, no, 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 no. I wouldn't take that. I would say I am proud to be a Pakistani. I must say,
No,
I
but
have
Pakistani.
traveled. I mean, I have traveled more than 25 countries, and believe me, I found my people, my country mates are well talented. They are amazing. If they focus, believe me, if they focus in a productive and a positive manner, they can achieve anything. They can conquer anything. I must
Yes,
say,
of
they
course.
are amazing. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, we are amazing nation.
Yeah.
Our people needs to focus on to that. We are very amazing. We are well talented. We are more into multitasking. We are very hardworking, I must say. Alhamdulillah, we Pakistani are so amazing, and I'm proud to say that I am Pakistani, Alhamdulillah.
And we
But
are
we
proud
need
on
to find
you.
out the way.
And we are proud on you.
It's an honor. Yes,
We are
it's
proud
an
on you,
honor for me
Sir
to do so.
Fawad Ali
Yes,
Nanga. And thank you for this amazing conversation. As
pleasure.
Fawad Ali Nanga sir concludes that, yes, we all are amazing nation, and we should feel on being a proud Pakistani. But as well as प्राउड करने से पहले हमें अपनी सलाहियतों को हर तरह से इस्तेमाल करना होगा. और अपने पर्पस को जानना होगा, और अपने पर्पस को जानने के लिए हमें अपने आप से अलाइन होना होगा, और अपने आप से अलाइन होने के लिए हमें अवेयरनेस चाहिए। और आई एम डूइंग पॉडकास्ट फॉर गिविंग दिस अवेयरनेस to work on yourself, to re-engineer your mind, and to unlearn those patterns due to which human being couldn't realize his potential, his or her potential. So इस बात के साथ, इस खूबसूरत बात के साथ, we say goodbye to Sir Fawad, which
Thank you
we
so much
have
for
today an
inviting me.
amazing conversation. And thank you, my viewers. Inshallah, you will get benefit from this. From this.
Hopefully, inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.